Why do Indians face more deportations in the United States than others? Why are Indians being deported from the United States so rigorously? Or did Donald Trump really change the immigration rules? And why do Indians face green card so long that last for decades? Well, in this video, we will explain the US immigration from A to Z. But let's first talk about US visa types, green card processes, and how different presidents changed the US system, and why Indians are often under the highest scrutiny. Modern US immigration law is mainly based on the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1965. Before 1965, the US had country quotas in the favored Europe. But in the year 1965, law removed the system and created more equal structure, but it kept limits on the numbers. Today, immigration is managed by the Department of Homeland Security. Under it, the USCIS handles the visa and green card applications. ICE, it handles the enforcement and deportations, while the Department of the State issues the visas through the US embassies. Clear? Well, the legal immigration means entering and staying in the US with valid documents. Illegal immigration means crossing without permission and staying after the visa expires. Well, the temporary residents hold a green card and it can live up, work in the US on the long term. Now let us look at the visa categories. First, non-immigrant visas, which are temporary. This includes H-1B visa for skilled workers, mostly in tech, engineering, and the healthcare. It usually is valid up to 3 years and can be extended to 6. It allows the workers only for the sponsoring employees. Indians receive a very large share of the H-1B approvals every single year, often more than half. Now let's talk about the F-1 visa. It is for students. It allows students on a limited work under the strict rules. L-1 visa is for the employees transferred within the same company from abroad to the US. Now the B-1 and B-2 visas. These are for the business visits and the tourism. They do not allow the full-time jobs. O-1 visa is for the people with extraordinary ability like science, art, businesses, or sports. These visas are temporary and do not directly give a permanent residency. Now the second category is the immigrant visa, which lead to a green card. Employment-based categories include EB-1 for the people of extraordinary ability for the top managers, and EB-2 for advanced degrees, professional degrees, and EB-3 for the skilled workers, EB-5 for investors and investment of the large sums, which is often around 8 lakh USD or more than it. Well, the US limits each country to 7% of the employment-based green cards every single year. Because Indians apply in a very high number, and especially under the EB-2 and EB-3 category, the backlog has become very large. The system works on a priority date, which is the date when the employer files the case. Well, applicants must wait until the date becomes the current in the visa bulletin. Well, for many Indians, this wait can stretch up to 20 years or even longer. So, how does someone get the green card? Well, in the most job-based cases, the employer starts the process. First is the perm labor certification. The employer must prove not qualified American worker is available for the job. After the approval, the employer files I-140 petition. Once approved, the applicant waits for the priority date to become current. What it does? Well, the person files I-485 to adjust the status of the permanent resident. This is also a family-based path. The US citizen can actually sponsor the children, parents, or siblings. Well, green card holders can sponsor spouses or unmarried children. A green card holder can live and work permanently but cannot vote. After 5 years, they can apply for a US citizenship. Immigration rules also change with the presidents. Under the Barack Obama, there was a stronger border enforcement, but also DACA, which protected some undocumented youth. Under Donald Trump, enforcement became stricter, and there was a travel ban on certain countries, higher scrutiny on H-1B visa petitions, lower refugee caps, and stricter public charges value. Let's talk about Biden era. The travel ban was ended and refugee caps were raised. However, border enforcement and the deportations have continued. Immigration policy is shaped by the politics and the national priorities. Now let us return to the key question. Why do Indians appear and face more deportation than others? First, the visa overstays. Many Indians enter legally on a student or work visa but often stay after their visa expires. Second, fraud cases involving the universities and dishonest consultancies after the increased checks. Third, some misuse the asylum claims. Fourth, being that there has been a rise in Indians attempting to cross through the US-Mexico borders. Well, it is important to be clear. Indians are not the highest deported nationality. Countries closer to the US borders usually have a much higher numbers. But Indians are highly visible in the skilled migration, especially under the H-1B visa program, so enforcement actions receive more attention. When the numbers are high in one category, scrutiny always rises. So, what should Indians do instead? Well, always maintain a lawful status, track the visa dates carefully, always avoid agents who promise the shortcuts, understand the country caps and the long wait times before making any plans, and keep all the documents honest and correct. And if the green card wait feels too long, consider countries like Canada, Australia, or United Kingdom, which may offer a faster permanent residency options. Well, all summed up in the end, the US immigration is driven by the laws, quotas, and politics. It rewards skills but limits the numbers. And well, specifically for Indians, the demand is high but the quota is fixed. So, do you think country cap should actually change? Is its system fair for the skilled workers? Share your thoughts in the comments.